Okay, so what does a bass pro do when they're getting ready to hit the road? I know a lot of people ask this question. I've had it asked all the time. So I'm gonna walk you through me getting ready for this next Bassmaster Elite Series event. We're going down to Lake Eufaula. It's gonna be in June. I think there could be some shallow stuff going. I think there could be some deep stuff going. I think that, you know, the general consensus is going to be mostly deep. There's going to be a big tournament there the week before. There's a lot of stuff going on, but there is a lot of preparation work that goes into this before I can even leave where I'm at. So, you know, looking right here behind me, I've got all my rods out. I've got all that out. But what I do first, my little system, and, you know, sometimes this takes me, getting ready before an event, and an Elite Series event. Sometimes I can get everything ready in 6 or 8 hours. Sometimes it takes me way longer, more in the lines of, 20, 25 hours, somewhere in there. It's a good bit of preparation to be there and get ready, because once we get going, we got that 3 days of practice, and then competition starts the next day. If you're not prepared, you're going to have to take time off the water in order to get your stuff together. So I try to get everything done before I even get there as much as I can. And, some of it is overkill. Yeah, but preparation is the key to success. And, what I do right here is I make a list of all the possible techniques that I want to be ready for. I want to be ready for. And I think that might be a player for me in the event. So what I do is I take my Basscat Era right here, and I empty all the rods out like you see right here. Just get rid of all of those, and then we're gonna have all the spare rods, here and here to choose from, and then if I have any spare reels, they're down in that area as well. So I'm gonna take and get all those rods out and match them up to all the possible techniques that I'm gonna write out. And I don't just sit there and write them all out. I write them all out, think for a while, go work on some other stuff, come back, look through my tackle box, look through my lures, think about, all right, am I gonna be throwing a Zara spook and a frog and a deep crankbait and a big worm and Tokyo rig and a Neko rig, and I write them all out, drop shot, whatever it might be. I'm writing all of them out so I can make sure that I don't miss anything, because that kind of comes back to this preparation here. If I get down there and I already have all my rods kind of assigned to a certain technique or tactic, then for me, I'm going to get down there and go, crap. Then I'm going to be using a square peg and a round hole maybe, or I'm going to have a line that's not quite the right diameter that I'm trying to use for a certain technique. So anyway, I do that as my kind of like my first big step is getting all those assigned. Once I get those assigned, then I go back and I organize my boat. And when I organize my boat, this is kind of the vomit that's going on the front deck of the boat, but it also spills into the preparation I have here. Is a lot of the stuff, all this stuff's going to go into the truck. All the stuff on the ground there, that's all going to go into the truck. And then that is going to be, organized based on what techniques I need. And, I kind of mentioned that there's probably a lot of deep fishing going on here on the back. That's all deep water stuff. It's all big, big worms, deeper stuff, big swim baits, spoons, that kind of stuff. All that's back there on the back deck, kind of keeping it, sectionalized as I organize my boat. And there's certain things in the boat, which I'll jump up here and show you. Certain things in the boat that kind of never change. In the Era here, we got these coffin lids. These are D-bombs. These are baby D-bombs and destroyers, things like that. Those never change. They're not going anywhere. I got some twin turbos up here. Those pretty much stay there. I've got some Ned bombs and shockwaves and stuff down through here. That doesn't change for the most part. And then over here on this side, got all my hard bait stuff. I've got some of my rock crawlers and jerk baits and little johns and fat johns and some of the swim baits that I like to throw in all my treble hooks. And I'm gonna have to put in my frogs and my topwaters, and then all my deep water stuff is gonna go in the back for this trip. So that's kind of, I have to organize all of that stuff in the boat. That's kind of the next big step, and that's really kind of about where I'm at now. I've not assigned the rods yet. Getting close to that, but I've just started to kind of. I was going through all my organization to make sure I had all my rod labels to assign. So now we'll walk over here, and I'm going to show you the outside of the boat and in the truck. So the back of the truck is the next big step after things get organized in the boat. Then it's all about organize it in the truck. And you can see I have a spare prop, spare life jackets for marshals or whoever. Got my spare lithium pros, 36 volt in case something happens. Most of the time it just takes a tour around the country. I don't think I've ever used a backup 36 volt before. And spare charger, hats, a bunch of spare baits. I'm just kind of going through my D-bombs, spare D-bombs and baby D-bombs to make sure I have everything I need there. There's all my other kind of spares up there. In addition to a lot of this stuff is spare right here, and that's my Spro box right there. It's almost all Spro, little johns, mixed sticks you can see on top there, some rock crawlers, just all kind of spare Spro stuff right there that I'm gonna take as well. But then I'll kind of show you inside of the truck, because that gets prepped also. I've cleaned out the truck for the most part. I got my boat bag with all the manuals in case I need to find something out about the boat. I've got some waters for traveling on the road, some spare hats. I got my back roller over there, that blue roller, and then I got a few little workout things. Being on the road for long periods of time, sometimes you find yourself not being able to find a gym, and you need to be able to work out. At least I do. I like to do that thing, get my little swole on. But that's kind of the process. I'm probably about a third of the way through right now. And as you can see, it's kind of a total yard sale on the boat. And like I said, I'm a good ways off. I've probably got another 10 or 12 hours before I'm ready to get on the road. Once I get on the road on this particular trip, I've got a fishing day planned on the way down, just to kind of make sure everything on the boat works properly before I get out on practice. I want to make sure all that works. I'm going to fish with 10 or 12 of my rods, make sure all that stuff is working properly and good to go. And then I've got an entire day before practice starts to finish any relining that I need to do. That's probably going to be a 6 to 7 hour day of prepping all the tackle to get ready for the tournament, because I try to go ahead and reline any rod that I think I'm going to be using during the tournament, the tournament week, I should say. I try to reline all of those before practice even starts. A lot of times I find, with Sunline, you keep your rod guides clean. I try to clean my cache and rod guides periodically. You keep those guides clean, you can fish a good bit, and that line is 100% perfectly good. It is it's not going to get scarred up during practice, as long as you don't wrench on it or blow it up with a huge backlash or something silly. But that's kind of what I do there, so that during the practice period I can fish all 3 days as much as I can, and then I don't have to reline a rod a lot of times before the tournament starts. So that's kind of my pre-tournament ritual process. Like I said, it is a full process, and hopefully everybody can appreciate all of the preparation that goes into being a professional bass angler. I know everybody's got their different technique, and I've been doing this for almost 20 years, and this is kind of my process, and it makes it really nice that I have this shop here in order to get everything done in, and not be rained on, not worry about weather, that kind of stuff. But yeah, that's the way I do it, and I know everybody has their own system. Organized and prepared is the way I like to do it. So hopefully, if you have any questions on any of that, you want to see what all I've got, like here's my line bag. I did skip over that. I'll go through that entire line bag with all my different Sunline in it, and I will make sure that I have everything from the X Plasma to the sniper to the shooter, everything that I might need. I've got some spare line down there in that box that I keep handy. I don't carry everything that I own in that line bag. I just carry what I know I need on the road. So if you have any questions, be sure to hit it down there in the comments. Anything else you want to know about preparation wise, leaving before a Bassmaster Elite Series event, hit me up down there. And if you enjoyed this and you enjoy all my videos, please make sure that you subscribe. Hit that little subscribe button down there, and I much appreciate it. And if you want to see anything else, let me know that too. Thanks.